Several changes are forced on manager Walter Smith after Sunday's Old Firm game. Richard Gough is unfit. Ian Ferguson and Mark Cathey are suspended. And Andy Gorham and David Robertson remain sidelined by injury. So back come Greg Shields in defence, Charlie Miller in midfield, and Gordon Jury has recovered from illness to play up front. And goalkeeper Andy Dibble will face another capacity crowd after his successful debut against Celtic. It's a remarkable climax of the season for the man who was languishing in the Manchester City reserves until Theo Snelders joined Andy Gorham in the casualty list. Ironically, he actually replaced Snelders at Aberdeen on loan 6 years ago. David Bagan starts his 14th match for Kilmarnock after making his debut against Dundee United in December. He's just been named in the Scotland under-21 squad along with his fellow 19-year-old Alec Burke, who starts a first-team match for only the 12th time. It's a huge occasion for both youngsters. Manager Bobby Williamson brings back Drago Julekovic in goal in place of under-21 international keeper Colin Meldrum. Otherwise, that's the team which won last week's crunch match against Motherwell to make it 3 victories in a row for the first time this season. And the match referee is from Kirkcaldy, Mr. John Rowbottom. Well, the Rangers team got a terrific welcome when they came onto the field for this match, and certainly a much more relaxed atmosphere about the stadium for this particular game after the tension of those two Old Firm games over. So an opportunity perhaps for Rangers to relax and try and play some creative football with George Albert's back in his left midfield role. Ian Durrant retaining his place in the starting lineup after an impressive performance against Celtic. And McLaren is in the Gough role in the centre of the back three. So good passing from Rangers early on. Laudrup, the skipper, in the absence of Gough, losing out there. The challenge came from Dylan Kerr. So this is McLaren finding Shields, who's playing in the left-back position. Hasn't played in the first team since the 4th of January, a 2-1 victory against Hibs at Easter Road. Good turn there by Miller, caught by Paul Wright. Mark Catley there in the director's box, just 2 along from manager Walter Smith. Paul Gascoigne also an interested spectator. Paul Wright dropping off deep there to link in the middle of the field. That's Montgomery now looking for McIntyre. Devil in trouble there. Here's Bagan. Shields retrieving his own error there. A good tackle. Foul by McLaren going in behind Paul Wright. I don't know why I expected that to be allowed. McLaren aggrieved at the referee's whistle. Well, the pass back from Shields caused a problem there for Andy Dibble. He was in a hurry there, being closed down so rapidly. That's why he misplaced the clearance. The atmosphere is strange, though, after these very tense occasions in recent weeks. Kilmarnock's position eased somewhat. Rangers now looking completely in the driving seat for the championship. Shields to Laudrup. Cross goes Dylan Kerr. Great play by Laudrup. Shade too high for Miller. Well, Dylan Kerr has been given the task of trying to match the runs made by Laudrup. Certainly came across quickly to him here, but in this position, Laudrup really is lethal. He steps away from Kerr. The flighted cross just out of reach for Miller. Good possession again, won by Henry for Kilmarnock. This is McIntyre. Caught by Charlie Miller. Another chance for Kilmarnock. They do have Paul Wright available to test the goalkeeper. McIntyre stepping inside, caught late there by Miller, former Airdrie striker. Here's Wright. Well, Andy Dibble treated that with respect. Well, he delivered a superb free kick, Wright. Excellent striker of the ball with that right foot. Over the wall and dipping under the crossbar. Back to Bjorklund. Good change of pace by Moore. And a good effort by the young Australian. Well, his goals normally come from headers, but this time he saw the space to come forward and onto the weaker side, the left, but that's a very reasonable effort. Cleland. Little error there by Laudrup. He looks strangely subdued this afternoon, Brian Laudrup, not quite as lively as normal. Long season perhaps taking its toll. He's away from Kerr this time though. Caught by the Kilmarnock fullback. Well, he's anticipating a yellow card, I think. The referee Rowbottom calls him over. You see why here. That was a really strong tackle the first time. Laudrup goes across his bows there and gets bundled over. No yellow card. Still a warning suffices for the referee. More tough treatment for Laudrup. Ideal situation for Goff and Hateley to be in the Rangers team. And that's Albert's. Moore. Good chance for Craig Moore. Well, he showed very quick control here, Moore. Played back, no aerial threat really for Rangers, so that was Albert's the shooting chance. Well controlled by Moore for the volley. Calmly across the back from McLaren to Moore. Charlie Miller's found space in midfield. Careless pass. Another unforced error by Rangers. That's good play by Kerr. Change of pace beat Charlie Miller. Now a chance for McIntyre. He scored for Kilmarnock. A defensive lapse from Rangers. And Jim McIntyre silences the majority of the huge crowd, but delights the small band of Kilmarnock supporters. Dylan Kerr set this up. Played across, Bjorklund got there first, the ricochet came off Albert, and McIntyre responded superbly. Well, Jim McIntyre has been yellow carded by the referee for his celebrations. Well, look at the way Kerr stepped away from Charlie Miller. It was casual play by Rangers which set up the run for Kerr. The ricochet off Albert's, the right foot shot from McIntyre. And Kilmarnock get ahead. Kilmarnock's confidence rising more and more now with this precious lead. Clelando leads the counter-attack, lots of space for Albert's. Laudrup makes the run, picked out well by Albert's. The block was made by Lekovic. The clearest chance of the first half yet for Rangers. That's a great pass though by Albert's into the path of Laudrup on the run. McPherson couldn't match him. Lekovic stood up well for this and made the block. Right in strongly in Laudrup, there's no foul given. McIntyre holding it up. Intelligent play by the striker. Now Riley. Kilmarnock have players forward. Still good possession play this by Kilmarnock. Intelligent play by Kilmarnock at the end of a first half which Rangers dominated in terms of possession, then found themselves behind to Jim McIntyre's goal in 37 minutes. Fine play by Dylan Kerr. A ricochet as Bjorklund cleared the ball against Albert's, and deadly finishing by Jim McIntyre. These Kilmarnock supporters elated at half-time. It's Rangers 0, Kilmarnock 1. Significant change made by Rangers for the second half. Ali McCoist is on to replace Charlie Miller, so that'll mean some reorganisation of the Rangers setup. Paul Gascoigne takes his seat in the director's box beside Richard Goff and John Brown. Rangers manager Walter Smith clearly wasn't happy with the way the game ran in that first half. That's why he's made a very significant change. He switched to a back four, and he's brought McCoist on to partner Gordon Jury up front, with Laudrup having that floating role. Craig Moore's pushed into midfield beside Ian Durrant and George Albert's. Robbie Williamson is reorganising a little bit to cope with the Rangers changes. Well, Well, Rangers switching to a back four really invites the two young Kilmarnock wide men to push forward, like Alec Buck there, losing that joust with Cleland. McLaren's clearance blocked by Buck. Here's McIntyre again, trying to cash in and net up. And McIntyre going down. The Kilmarnock supporters looking hopefully towards the referee for a penalty. This is McGowan. Well, he has scored one or two spectacular goals from long range. That smile indicates that he was being a shade hopeful, I think. Now McIntyre here, controlling the ball well, running into McLaren. He seemed to have stumbled before he ran into McLaren. Still very diligent work by Kilmarnock in defence. The marking is very tight. Still leaving only McIntyre up there in his own until this break is on. Bagan and McPherson breaking. McIntyre's in the middle on his own. McPherson racing into the penalty area. Good play by McPherson. Very positive, determined running by Gus McPherson. There was nothing on for him after he took this pass from Bagan, which is a very good one. Only McIntyre trying to get up there to join him, so that's why he tried to beat the keeper at the far post. Kerr to Buck. Holding off Durant. Good running by young Buck. Taking on Cleland. Excellent play by the youngster. Cleland using all his pace there to recover for the sliding tackle. Showed a lot of confidence and conviction there, Buck. Shot caught, only one Rangers player out. That's why there's still space for Buck. This is dangerous. Good ball in. And just wide of the post there from Jim McIntyre. That could have been a killer blow. Casual play again by Rangers. Only one man going out for the short corner. Dibble beating that away. And he was stranded there as that crept past the post. Jim McIntyre, almost a second for him in the match. Relieved Andy Dibble. Durant did well. So did McCoist. Here's Laudrup away from Montgomery. Good play by Laudrup. Jury for Rangers. The equaliser at long last, and the irony is that Rangers could so easily have been two down. Great pass that from McCoist to Laudrup. Montgomery couldn't bring him down. McGowan could do nothing either, and that was laid on a plate for Jury. Only his fourth goal of the season, but very well crafted here by McCoist, and then by Laudrup, taming that beautifully to set it up for Jury. They don't come much easier. Walter Smith has arrived there. He was coming down before that goal was scored, clearly unhappy with his team's performance. Well, Bobby Williamson, I suspect, the old Kilmarnock manager, will be really dejected about the fact that Jim McIntyre was within inches of making it 2-0. And then the immediately following move, Rangers equalise. So 2-0 became 1-1. Kerr's corner. And a free header there for Bagan. Not matched at all with a run to the near post. Walter Smith is out again. He's not happy, and he's quite right. Look at the space for Bagan. Walter Smith is out there again. Here's David Bagan. Well, come on, if they're entitled of enough belief here, I think they can come again in this game. McIntyre's layoff. Good challenge by McLaren on right. This is Laudrup. Away from Riley, still Laudrup, surrounded by Kilmarnock players. Eventually they did enough, crowding him out. Well, Laudrup has come to life in this second half. And Walter Smith has lost the pace down there. It's so unlike him. Walter Smith on the touchline, out of his technical area. Well, he's been on that touchline for the last 2 or 3 minutes, and he's been roaring at his players, Walter Smith. Laudrup's run was quite remarkable here. Look at that. He rides away from Mark Riley's challenge. McPherson came across. John Henry was there. Kevin McGowan was there. Dylan Kerr was there. McLaren changing direction very effectively. Laudrup. McLaren's in the box for a cross. Good running by Durant. Touched over by Lekovic. Laudrup has burst to life. Well, Brian Laudrup in the first half was very subdued by his standards, but he really has burst into the game in the second half, and that was touched over by Lekovic at full stretch. Laudrup's corner. Lekovic committed. Good goalkeeping. Well, and now the Shields. Alberts. Well held by Lekovic. It's a different Rangers team now, though. Took up position well away from Mark Riley for that shot. Kerr to right. That's McIntyre. Now Henry. Paul Wright. Buck. Headed away by Bjorklund. They carry a threat though, Kilmarnock. There's no question about that. Well balanced, the threats in both flanks and through the middle. Here's John Henry again. Lots of space in the middle of the field. The Rangers midfield really fast asleep here. Neat footwork again from Buck. Chance here for McIntyre. Well tackled by Bjorklund. Off goes Laudrup again. That's for Jury. Couldn't take another run first time. Losing some momentum there, but still Jury coming forward. The corner kick's been earned. Well, the wild card factor unquestionably is Laudrup, and with Jury up there giving such pacey support, Rangers look a different side. Misjudged in the air by Jury. Oh, brilliant play by Buck, leaving Clellan for dead. Bundled over there by Moore. Alan McLaren's in trouble. Now, what was that all about? He threw the ball at young Alec Buck, who'd been clearly fouled by Moore, and McLaren will now be yellow carded. This is wonderful skill. The pullback here by Buck away from Cleland. Took the return pass beautifully here. Then came the charging, bundling tackle. Now McLaren throws the ball at Buck from this point. Why does he want to argue about that? Walter Smith still shaking his head, entirely shake his head there at the actions of Alan McLaren. Durant. Jury to Cleland. Given away by Durant, straight to the feet of McIntyre. Bagan has McPherson sprinting up outside him. Good support play by the fullback. Here's John Henry. McIntyre. Riley. Now Wright. Good turn by McIntyre. It's a second chance. Great save by Dibble. Very good reaction save by the Rangers keeper. Hasn't been called upon too frequently in his two matches for Rangers, but look at the quality of this save. Jim McIntyre doing so well here in a crowded area. Got the ricochet back, and then that snapshot required a good save. Well, Kilmarnock by no means out of this match as potential winners. No sign they're content with a point. Clearly believe they're good enough to win this. Durant toiling in midfield for Rangers. Good play by McCoy. Here's Alberts. Off goes Laudrup. A chance here for Rangers. Well, Jury was a player coming in the far post. Laudrup, I think, tried to find him. good opening this though for Rangers. Laudrup again making all the difference with that intelligent running and close control. That's Cleland's header. Jury holding off Mark Riley. Fitzgerald. Good turn by Laudrup again, away from Kerr, now taking on McGowan to the byline. Great play by Laudrup. A golden chance to win the match for Craig Moore. The creator again, Brian Laudrup. Marvellous second half performance we've had from Laudrup. The movement is good, control, the pace. And then the awareness here, knew that McGowan would block the cross, checked back inside him. Craig Moore all on his own. Well, the second half belongs so far to Brian Laudrup from the Rangers' point of view. Fitzgerald couldn't control it. Back with McGowan. Here's Wright. Playing it over the top of Bjorklund, but he's one of the quickest players in the defence. That's a clear-cut penalty kick. Jim McIntyre brought down by Andy Dibble. It's a chance for Kilmarnock to win the match. Uncertain defending. Bjorklund appeared to leave that to the keeper. Why, I don't know. McIntyre was winning that race. Now Andy Dibble, looking on towards the referee, I suspect a bit concerned about whether or not a card may be shown, but there doesn't appear to be one. So he hasn't been yellow carded, and Paul Wright has this opportunity on the penalty spot. He scored 4 out of 5 so far this season. It's 5 out of 6 for Wright. Kilmarnock take the lead. Bobby Williamson looking on, perhaps in charge of his team's best ever performance. 10 minutes to go in the match. 2-1 to Kilmarnock, and look at the coolness here of Paul Wright. But a deadly penalty kick. Sends Dibble off balance there. The keeper had no chance. Gordon Julie, they're not looking too pleased with life at the moment. Headed on by Petric. McCoy speeding there by Montgomery once again. That was Montgomery's header. It'll be a corner to Rangers. Kilmarnock hanging on grimly here. Ray Montgomery's made a couple of terrific interceptions in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Durant's corner, Lekovic is committed. That's Moore. Came back off the legs of the keeper. That was close. Lekovic was totally at sea there. What a let-off. Well, Craig Moore thumped that in. It came off the legs of the Rangers player inside the box. Gordon Petric, I think. Wright plays it long. McIntyre was offside according to the far side assistant referee. Tight decision. Time running out rapidly now for Rangers. Durant fires the ball forward, looking for Petric. He's won it well. In goes Moore. A tackle from Kerr. Rangers appealing there for a penalty kick, but appealing in vain. Craig Moore was the player involved for Rangers. He was met there by Dylan Kerr. This was very close indeed. Well, I reckon Kilmarnock are lucky. That looked like a penalty. Well, referee Rowbottom resisting the appeals of a huge crowd here. But I think that's a major break for Kilmarnock. May turn out to be crucial in the sense of relegation too, or the playoff position. Here's Kilmarnock coming forward again with John Henry. Offside is given against McKee. Well, let's look at this again. The header down by Petric. You see Moore coming onto the ball. Dylan Kerr was there. Moore won the ball. I thought it was a penalty. But it doesn't matter now. The game is all over. Kilmarnock have won. Jim McIntyre scored the first and was brought down for the penalty kick, which gave Kilmarnock their second scored by Paul Wright so coolly from the penalty spot. Gordon Jury getting one back in 53 minutes for Rangers, just about 30 seconds after Jim McIntyre almost made it 2. There's a triumph for Bobby Williamson, the former Rangers player, that his team has done him proud this afternoon. It's been a hard-working, deserved victory in the end, and for Kilmarnock, a huge step away from the relegation zone. They celebrate with their fans. They deserve that, all right. The final score here at Ibrox: Rangers 1, Kilmarnock 2.
We've been playing well, Jock, and I've just said to the lads, go out and try and show them what you can do, and they've went out and they've got a great 3 points for the club, and it's fantastic for the supporters and the players. Delighted for them.
You played a formation which had your 2 young players wide and Paul Wright withdrawn. What was the thinking behind that?
Well, we knew that we wanted to try and force Rangers round outside us and stop them coming through the middle, so Paul dropped into that area, and it worked in spells, but I still wasn't happy. I felt we could have contained them a wee bit better, actually.
Did you feel over the piece you deserved the victory?
Well, maybe a draw would have been a better result, well, a fairer result, but no, I'm delighted with 3 points, Jock.
What does it do for Kilmarnock Football Club, do you think, a result like this at this time?
Well, it's great for the people of Kilmarnock. So I remember a few years back we won here and they had a great week, and I'm sure the night and the rest of the weekend will be no different.
Walter, I've seldom seen you look so agitated on the track down below. Were you particularly perturbed by that performance?
Not just the performance. I mean, I think going into today's game, I mean, I myself know the problems that we have in terms of a number of injuries. So I don't expect us to be playing flowing football. I expected to certainly play better than we did do today. But you know, a little bit of agitation, just frustration in terms of we're getting so near the championship. And you're looking for a performance that we can go and maybe increase our lead in Celtic, as we should have done today, but on that performance didn't really deserve to.
Was there any feeling at all that the players formed the view before the game that the work was done?
No, I don't think that that's the case, not at all. I mean, it's been pointed out to them ever since the Celtic game. And I think they themselves are experienced enough professionals to know that Kilmarnock have been doing well recently, that it was going to be a difficult game for us. We lost our last home game against Dundee United. They know that they have to play at a certain level if we're going to win our games, and they didn't reach that level today.